Welcome to the Lazy Hustlers podcast, where we talk with smart and interesting folks about entrepreneurship, startups, productivity, and anything under the sun that helps you provide value to your life.
So Arpana is a professional content writer and a copywriter who's working at LearnApp as a digital content associate. She's also a contributing writer at BBN Times, Your Story, as well as Tour Genie. So hi Arpana, how are you doing there?
Yeah, hi Dewasis. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing good. And so let's get on with the podcast. So where are you based out of right now? Sikkim or Dehradun?
Yeah, I am in Dehradun right now.
Okay, but you are in Sikkim, right? From your LinkedIn profile.
Yeah, my home is in Sikkim, but I have been staying in Dehradun for the past 3-4 years.
So, were you also born in Sikkim or were you born in actually
Yeah,
Dehradun?
yeah, I am from Sikkim.
Okay, you did
Like
your
I did my schooling in Sikkim
yeah.
itself. Class 10 till class 10, I did it from Holy Cross,
Hmm.
and did
Yeah,
my
we are also
11 and
yeah
12
we are
from
also
PNG.
from Holy Cross actually.
Yeah, alumni.
Yeah,
Yeah, alumni.
Both of you are from Holy Cross.
yeah, we
Yeah.
were actually classmates. That's why that's how we know each other.
Okay. Which batch?
I studied Holy Cross from class 6 to I guess class 9, and I went to Namchi after that. But he continued
Oh,
till class 12.
okay. Nice.
So
Yeah.
so you are a content writer, right? So could you just talk a bit about what exactly is content writing, and also you are a copywriter too. So could you talk about copywriting as well as content writing?
Okay, let me just give you a brief about how I went into content writing. So I just like after my graduation, I was a bit confused. Ki, should I work? Should I do MBA or should I do masters? So I took a gap year. In that year, I was learning designing, and at the same time, I used to have a lot of free time. So I thought, why not do something in that free time? So I looked for some internships in internshala,
Hmm.
and that's when I came to know about content writing. So that's how I started. I think it's been 4 years now. So there are different types of content writing. Like you can write blogs or articles, newsletters. Yeah, newsletters is more into copywriting. But then, yeah, there are many types of content writing, and if you want to start, you can just start with blogs. So that's how I started. Copywriting is key. Many people have confused between copywriting and content writing, so they
Yeah,
think they are both the same thing. So it's different, like subtle differences.
yeah.
And some people think the main difference is the length. So content writing, they think it's long form of content, copywriting is short. But actually, the main difference is the intention of the
100%.
articles that you're writing.
Hmm.
So content writing is mostly about informing, educating. Even if you're writing essays and all, that can be counted as content writing. But copywriting is mostly about selling, or like or
Persuasive.
persuading,
Yeah.
yeah, the person to do something. So you want the person to do something. That is the main difference.
100%.
So
Actually, even a friend of mine says that actually content writing is about like informing the person why something is important, whereas
hmm,
copywriting is about informing the person why it is important for you to know about it and why it is important for you to buy that whatever
Yeah,
that they
yeah,
are selling.
like it's like sales in writing. So yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So I saw that you did your BSc in economics, right, in your college.
Yeah.
So why did you pivot towards content writing after you did your BSc, and why didn't you not think about like becoming a lecturer or any other field?
Mm, it's not pivoting exactly. It's just that I stumbled upon it, and as I was experimenting with it, I liked it. Like I did some internships, then I worked in some firms here in Dehradun. So there I mostly did travel writing, and I really enjoyed the entire process of writing. So I used to write every school, even in school, I used to love writing essays, journals, and all. So it was like, yeah, I was getting paid to do something that I naturally love doing. So uh, and it just continued for 4 to 5 years. Now though I'm just trying to improve my skills, not just content writing. I'm trying to learn more things also. So let's see, future may in future I may try lecturing or something else as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
great.
yeah, so you also do marketing, right?
Yeah.
And like, is content writing your actual thing, or is marketing also what you do?
Marketing, mostly I do social media marketing right now. So my content is my main forte. But right now at LearnApp, I am mostly handling social media, their social media channels. So marketing is like 60% of our work,
Hmm.
40% is content.
Do you always also do graphic designs, graphic designing and all?
No, like I have an idea. I use Canva, but
Yeah,
Oh,
we everyone does.
yeah.
We also do.
It's way convenient than other apps, right?
Yeah,
yeah, but I think it's not valid to say that you are a graphic designer by
yeah,
using Canva.
yeah,
Yeah, that's also
So,
true. But it seems that there are people who actually monetize on that by, like, they have
hmm.
the title of Canva designer, and they,
Oh
like,
wow.
people who want just designs in a very like, who want the projects done in a very short amount of time, they can go for such designers, right?
like it's easier
Hmm.
than learning Photoshop as a whole. So like, I like using Canva a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if I think if you have a good design sense, then it's okay to use also.
Hmm.
Exactly, exactly.
I think it's best for social media posting, like carousel
Hmm.
platform, especially.
Yeah, where you don't need too much of designs.
Hmm.
Like you need design, but you don't need very professional design there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
our logo is also made on Canva, by the way.
yeah.
The Lazy
Okay,
Hustlers logo.
which one? The Lazy Hustlers logo?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a very simple design.
simple
Okay,
design. Yeah, made on Canva.
nice.
Could you tell us a bit about, like, what do you think is, like, is content writing a viable career? Content writing as well as copywriting.
So like everything is content right now. So we are so overburdened with content right now.
Hmm.
So wherever we go is filled with content.
Hmm.
So naturally, if even if you think about it, there has to be something going on beyond behind the scenes that is making such a large amount of content possible.
Hmm.
So there has to be some career opportunities, right, going on.
Yeah.
Who is writing those content, and why are so many brands focusing on content marketing so much? So it makes sense that there is future, and that is the reason why the content writing is so widespread right now.
Okay,
Oh,
could you just talk about how much do content writers and copywriters earn? Because actually, most people out here, actually, not only here, but I think in Northeast too, don't actually know about such careers. Like, they know about it, but it's not as if it's a household career kind of thing. And most
Mhm.
actually go towards, like, getting a government job. And actually, I think only software development is a kind of a thing out here. So could you just
Mhm.
talk about how much do content writers and copywriters earn?
So since both are different type of jobs, so both have different type of earnings. Like the same, like content writers and copywriters don't earn the same amount, I think. But if you don't know the difference, I have seen that copywriters are how do I put it? The work that copywriters do is very valuable, right?
Hmm.
Because what they are doing leads to direct sales.
Hmm. Yeah.
But but despite that, there are many people who, because they don't know the difference between content and copy, they get paid very less. So first you need to know ki which field are you trying to go into, content writing or
got
copywriting.
it.
Hmm.
First is that. And I'll talk about content writing because I have more experience in that field. So when you get started, even internships pay you 10,000. That
Yeah.
you can get started with 8 to 10,000 at a minimum.
Hmm.
So even if you're working from home, so that's just for internship. And then as you increase your level of expertise, I have seen people getting paid even 40 to 50K per month just as a content writer.
Hmm.
And if you are freelancing on the side, or if you are doing freelancing full time, then I think you can increase your earnings exponentially.
Yeah, 100%. I see. lots of like there's one girl on LinkedIn too who earns something like 5K per month, and which is actually which was her which was the amount kind of money that she made when she was just starting freelancing, right? So I think freelancing also has a lot of potential in content writing.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, like, do you have any experience in freelancing when you started at first?
Yeah, not when I started. For the first 2 years, I worked full time as a content writer. Then, before COVID happened, or even when COVID happened during 2020, I explored freelancing for a brief period. So
Oh.
yeah, like
So,
even though I wasn't very active on social platforms or um, sites like Fiverr and what are the other platforms?
Upwork.
Yeah, sites where you get
Freelancing gigs.
freelancing jobs,
Hmm.
Yeah.
right? Even though I wasn't active there, I could get jobs. So it's not very hard to like get started. I think that's where beginners often like s- stop. They think that it's very hard to get started, but it's not very hard, especially right now.
But don't you think that Upwork and freelancing sites are really overcrowded right at the moment, where
Hmm.
like you need to either be very good and have good reviews on your site to get gigs, or you need to like
Cut down your rates.
yeah, cut down your rates in order to get the job.
Yeah, it's very overcrowded.
I
I mean,
think a
even
better
if you
approach.
have,
Hmm.
it gets so hard to get that level of review,
Yeah,
right?
100%.
So,
Especially when you're getting started, right?
hmm.
And I think a better approach would be to directly maybe like approach founders and people.
Interns and all, internships and all.
Yeah, maybe approaching the
Yeah.
founders or HRs, right? Or like what you can do is also you can have a proof of work where you can just show them that these are the kind of articles that I've wrote before, and if you like them, then you can just work, right? We can just work together.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's a
Yeah,
great
that's
approach to,
important.
I think, freelancing. Even though I don't have experience in freelancing, but I see many people doing that actually.
Yeah, that's exactly the right way actually. Because if you go into platforms like Upwork and Fiverr, you will just getting in into the platform and trying to fit in and getting so many reviews will drain you out. So you won't be
Hmm.
able to focus on your earning potential at all.
Yeah,
So
100%.
instead of doing that, if you just try to build your own brand, maybe on LinkedIn is very good right now.
Hmm.
LinkedIn, even Instagram.
Even
So
Twitter is
that's
good.
a better
Yeah.
approach. You will learn also along the way.
Hmm. I think Instagram is better if it's about design and copywriting, because
Hmm.
for copywriting you can also design social media posts, right? Like
Hmm.
carousels. But I think when it comes to content writing, I think the best is LinkedIn, because it since content writing is a long form kind of content, I think LinkedIn is the most suitable platform for that.
Yeah.
And yeah, so like, do you consider your job right now as a dream job kind of thing, or like, do you have any plans of like working for a startup?
Dream job? No, no, not no. But of course, I'll have future plans. So I'm not planning to stay in this company for like throughout my life.
Hmm.
But for now, I am stable at. I think this is the first company where I've worked more than 1 year. So yeah, it's good. So for now, it's fine. But yeah, not my dream job.
So,
Okay.
where would you like to work? Like, would you like to work for Swiggy or any other startups that you like, or do you have any plans like that?
No, right now I don't have.
Or maybe you want to get into freelancing full time?
Yeah, I'm planning that, but like I'm trying to build my discipline because freelancing, above all, it's a lot about your discipline. So if you can't
100%.
Yeah,
handle,
yeah.
I
so
mean,
I'm first
hmm,
working on myself, like my organizations
hmm,
and all the adulting things. So once that is sorted, I'll try like more aggressively into freelancing.
hmm. Because when people say that freelancing is actually like, when you freelance, then you are your own boss, but it also, you need to see this other side, right, where you need to
Yeah.
take ownership, and you alone are responsible for the results that you gain,
Yeah.
right?
And
So if you
Yeah.
procrastinate, then it's your own fault that you didn't like get the job and you procrastinated a lot. 100%.
yeah, and yeah, like as a digital content associate for Learn app, like how your day looks like, as a content writer.
Mm, okay, so I'll just give a brief overview because no 2 days are the same.
Yeah,
So
sure.
something comes
Got
up
it. Yeah.
someday, so something happens. So it's not a set routine,
Hmm.
but like I usually get started with my work at 10:30. So from 10:30 to 11, I go through any financial news that's happening, any trending things that's happening. So and from 11 to 12 till lunch, I mostly work on the social post for the um day or the next day.
Yeah.
So and I work on the content and everything. Then after 12 it's mostly after 1, after lunch it's mostly random. So sometimes I work on emails that needs to go out or any ad copies that
Okay.
happens or any meetings that's there. So yeah, so most of my work is focused on social media right now.
Like how did you get a job at Learn app at the first place? And like you were interested in personal finances.
So actually, I did my graduation in economics. So finance, like I was related to, I am from a financial field, so that played a big part. Another is ki, I was interested in personal finance. Didn't know much about investing trading, but still I was interested.
Hmm.
So at the same, and I had made it a point ki I had thought to myself ki in 2021 I'm going to learn personal finance.
Hmm.
And at the same time, I came to know about a job opening, LearnF's job opening for the position of content writer through their Instagram account. So I applied, sent them some samples, my resume, and then got on a call with them. And after the first round of interview, I was selected.
Okay. Hmm.
Are you also interested in crypto investing and all?
Yeah, somewhat. Like I'm interested, but I don't have much idea.
Even though like we are crypto nerds and all, like we have invested
Hmm.
and we are learning more about the whole
Crypto.
network
Hmm.
as a whole.
Hmm.
Like it's really interesting.
Okay.
So,
So both of you are into crypto.
yeah.
Yeah, and NFTs as well.
Actually, we share the same
Okay.
interests. Like, we have a lot in common.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
And did
Okay.
you take any courses for your in order to learn content writing, or you were just like, since I write essays, so I'll maybe figure it out?
Initially, no, like for even now, I don't have a formal course, but after like I took some courses from HubSpot. So
Hmm.
they
Hmm.
HubSpot has a free certification courses on social media, content marketing, and all. I
Hmm.
took that, and just some random courses here and there, and read some books. That's all. I don't have any certifications.
Okay, so if someone was to get started with content writing, what's the advice that you will be giving them?
First, like I think I told Dewasis also, first try to get some internship.
Hmm.
First
Yeah.
thing is that because
Yeah.
you will need some guidance along the way. Otherwise, you'll just keep thinking, ki, where should I start? Where should I start? It's
Hmm.
better you start with an internship, and or what you can do is even if you don't get an internship, maybe work for free for some time,
Hmm.
like 3 to 4 months, just to see how it all works out.
Yeah, just
So
building your
true.
proof of work, right? Just to show that
Yeah,
here
proof
I
of
can.
work and
Hmm.
knowing yourself as well. Ki how is the field like?
Yeah, whether you like the thing or not, right? In order to experiment.
Yeah, but just act at least. Don't keep thinking ki how should I get started, and don't because you will get overwhelmed with information. There are so many things out there.
Yeah,
So
I'm at that
get
stage right now.
excited.
So, how do you think writing helped you as a person to grow?
Um, Overall,
Or,
okay. Writing is mostly for me. Writing helped me think more clearly. So when I have an idea and I put it out on paper,
hmm,
so I get to know like the ideas just refine itself. So whatever I have thought, like I'm able to write it more properly. So I think when you write down your ideas,
you are not just writing, you are thinking. So that's one major thing. Next thing is, um, I
Yeah,
have
I
to
think
think.
one is fine, right?
This is a good question. I have
I
to
know,
think.
because why I wanted to ask you this is because like lots of people say that writing actually helps you think better. So I just
Mhm,
wanted to get to know what you think about that, because even I was thinking of starting with writing, but I don't
mhm.
get how actually writing helps you think better. So yeah,
Okay, how it helps me think better? Do you want to
yeah,
Yeah.
explore that?
yeah.
So see, like we all have thoughts in our head, so we have some ideas and everything, but when you write it down on paper and then um, explore it further, you tend to see that same idea from different perspectives, so you won't just see it from one perspective, which may have been the case if you had not written that idea down.
Okay.
So that is one main thing, it shifts your perspective. Like it's like you're observing your own thoughts, you are not just merely reacting to thoughts, but when you write it down, you turn into an observer as well. So, in a sense, it's very meditative in that sense. So, yeah,
Okay.
Like
uh,
your own therapy
this,
session, I would say.
yeah, if you are journaling, especially, yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a therapy session. Or if you are unclear about something, you write it down, and then maybe you get a better perspective.
Okay, so
Yeah,
it's like unbundling your thoughts, right?
yeah,
Okay.
because so um you're not you won't be able to keep so many thoughts inside your head,
Yeah.
right? So when you write it down, so it's like better for you also. This
Okay.
is in terms of journaling and all. In terms of professional writing, I think writing helps you as speak more clearly,
Okay.
even share
Yeah.
your ideas across with people in a better way.
Hmm. Okay.
Mm, yeah, and you also understand key what how the readers are going to take your writing. So you are not just writing for yourself; you are writing for other people, right? So you tend to put the other person first. Even when you are speaking, you don't just let out your thoughts randomly. You try to understand the level of understanding the other person has, and try to make your answers or conversations according to that person. So
So do
it
you
makes you
mean
more empathetic.
okay, okay, yeah, that was
Like you see the perspective of the customer or the person you're speaking to first. Like,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, because you
Okay.
cannot speak in the same way, like with a 5-year-old or a
Yeah, yeah,
teenager.
exactly,
So
exactly.
you can explain the same, even if you have to explain the same topic, you will explain it differently.
hmm.
So I think writing really helps you get that perspective.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, like so, due to COVID and all the jobs have been shifted, remotely. So like,
Hmm.
what are your thoughts on it? I've seen an article on LinkedIn about remote working. So like, can you explain it in
I
your
mean,
own
what are
words?
your
Um,
thoughts on remote
Remote
working?
working experience and
yeah,
all.
before COVID, also there were many people who were working remotely, right?
Hmm.
But I used to hear a lot of people complaining that their job wasn't taken seriously. Like people used to think that they are just wasting their time and doing nothing at the
Okay.
home whole day.
Okay.
Hmm.
But after COVID, when people themselves got a taste of remote working, got to know about remote working, they have at least acknowledged that remote work exists. So
Hmm.
that acknowledgement is the first step, I think, towards this new culture of remote working. And yeah, it's going to be the next thing, I guess,
Yeah,
because
I
right
think
now
yeah.
also there are so many companies who have already accepted remote work or hybrid work
Yeah.
culture.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So those were the very same companies that used to previously say that you have to come to office to work.
Yeah, I think
So I
COVID
think this is a very
accelerated
big
remote
step.
work in that way, right? Because
Yeah.
even like people say actually that like remote work is very boring, but I see many people actually take advantage of remote work and actually traveling while they work, right? So I think it's a very good way to travel if you want, especially because many people say I want to travel a lot, but I don't have the
Hmm.
time or the money to do that. So I think remote work
Hmm.
solves that in that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
And
you
right
need to
now,
work in a
with
very good startup, I guess.
And
or a
for
corporate.
And
the
this,
most important
yeah.
thing is you need to be organized. Otherwise,
Yeah.
sometimes what happens is ki you think that you are traveling while walking, but
Yeah,
while
it's
doing so, you are not able to enjoy your travels as well. You are
mm,
just walking while traveling, because this happened with me once. I was walking in the airport, but I couldn't take in the surroundings because I was working and working and working. So I just like traveled all my way and I was working. So
Okay.
yeah, you need to balance it out.
hmm, okay.
So, like wrapping it up, thank you, Arpana, for joining us in the Lazy Hustler show. It was nice to speak with you about all the experience you shared. It was
And the
like
insights you had.
yeah, and I guess the one people who hears like listens to this podcast will like have some value.
Out of this podcast.
Yeah, you can connect. You can connect with Arpana on LinkedIn at Arpana Gautam, and other social handles you can promote to that one listener.
Firstly, thank you for having me. It was
Sure.
a great, like I had a great time.
Yeah, thank you.
And or I LinkedIn is fine because I'm mostly
Active on LinkedIn.
active.
Yeah,
Like I'm not active socially, but I'm planning to be more active on LinkedIn. So please
got it.
follow me.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
she posts really good content out there too.